Coverage of our Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you by the following sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience with locations in Hudson and on Main Street here in Milford. Rentschler Biopharma, sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude, serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Pheno Field here in Milford, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Milford Legion Baseball, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience specializing in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads. It's an inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. You can check them out over in Hudson or right here on Main Street in Milford. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet here with you on the call, and what a matchup we have for you in District 4 Legion Baseball here tonight, as the first place Milford Post 59 plays host to one of their biggest District 4 rivals in Shrewsbury Post 397. Shrewsbury finds themselves in third place, just a game and a half back of Milford coming into this matchup tonight. Milford is 13-2, Shrewsbury is 11-3, so two powerhouse programs about to get underway here at Pheno Field. And we bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. Rentschler Biopharma is a global contract development and manufacturing organization. They specialize in biopharmaceuticals and advanced therapies. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. Milford in the midst of a hot streak that has propelled them to the top of these District 4 standings. Shrewsbury just saw a 7-game win streak come to an end with a tough loss to Leominster Post 151 just yesterday. And so always a fun matchup when these two teams take the field against one another. Before we get this game started, let's first take a look at the Shrewsbury starting lineup. Leading it off in center field is Connor Mudd. Owen Mongen is the designated hitter, batting second. Batting third and playing first base is Tommy Chrysonis, with the catcher Jackson Lucarelli batting cleanup. Drew O'Connell plays shortstop and bats fifth, with Cam Kelly, the third baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh and playing left field is Brandon Lazuski, with Brian Herlihy, the right fielder, batting eighth. And in the ninth spot, playing second base, is Tim McDonough. And on the mound for Post 59, making his second start of this 2026 season, is the left-hander Nick Pedroli. He is ready with his first pitch of the ball game, and it's in for a called strike one to Connor Mudd. 8 innings pitched so far on the season for Nick Pedroli. 3 appearances on the mound, just 1 start prior to tonight, as Mudd sends a hard foul ball down the left field side. A 2-1 record for Nick Pedroli. So far on the season, he's allowed 9 hits, 7 runs, only 4 of them earned. He's walked 3, struck out 6, and carries a 3.50 ERA. Opposing batters hitting .273 on the season against Pedroli. Ready with an 0-2 pitch, and this is a line drive out into left center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Ben Majorano traveling into the gap, but he couldn't get there, and Connor Mudd aboard with a leadoff single. And that will bring up the designated hitter, Owen Mongen. These teams taking the field here tonight, and the first day of this heat wave hitting the Northeast. Temperature is up in the mid to upper 90s at the peak of the sun today. Right now, right at about 90 degrees as we get underway here at 7 o'clock. There's a little bit of airflow to keep these fans comfortable as Mongen sends a fly ball out to shallow center field. Out goes McGee, and he is able to make the catch. Tough play for McGee with his back to home plate, racing into the shallow center field grass, and was able to make the grab. Excellent play from the Milford native, Joey McGee, battling the sun and at a tough angle, but able to make a good catch as Mongen is retired. 1 out, the runner remains at first base now for the first baseman, Tommy Chrysonis. Runner takes off now. Iarusi's throw is not going to be in time. It's a stolen base for Mudd to get himself into scoring position. Let's bring you the Milford defense now. It is Brady Iarusi behind the plate, Sean Burchard at third, Sam Schoenberg at short, Joey McGee at second, and Tyler Ballard at first. Left to right in the outfield, Braden Lewis, Ben Majorano, and Brady Wajda. As Chrysonis swings and misses, he is down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Slide step to the plate for Pedroli, gets a ground ball from Chrysonis. Fielded at first base by Ballard. He takes it to the bag unassisted for the second out of the inning on the play. Mudd advances to third. He is there now with 2 outs. And the cleanup hitter, Jackson Lucarelli, will stand in at the plate. Shrewsbury in their standard navy and gold look. Milford once again sporting the camo uniform tops for this game tonight on this 4th of July week. Milford has not played a game since we covered them on Monday night in that Mercy Rule victory against Northbridge. They were slated to play Maine South here at Pheno last night, but that game got postponed due to rain. I believe that's the second time that Milford has attempted to play Maine South so far this season, and Mother Nature has intervened, so a couple of games to be made up. 1-1 pitch now, and that is down and away. 2 balls and a strike now on Lucarelli. Higher leg kick this time for Pedroli as Lucarelli sends it foul and out of play down towards the third base dugout. Lucarelli with a .400 batting average on the season. He's got 4 doubles, 3 triples, 13 runs batted in, and now sends a fly ball out pretty deep in right field, but settling underneath it is Wajda. He makes the catch. Lucarelli gives it a ride, but it is the 3rd out of the inning. So Pedroli able to pitch around the leadoff base hit. And Post 59 will now take their first swings of the game when we come back next on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Bottom of the first inning coming up. Let's bring you the Milford starting lineup. Leading it off in center field is Ben Majorano. The starting pitcher, Nick Pedroli, bats second with Braden Lewis in at left field batting third. Sam Schoenberg hits cleanup tonight and plays shortstop with Joey McGee, the second baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth and playing third base is Sean Burchard with Tyler Ballard, the first baseman, batting seventh. Brady Wajda plays right field and bats eighth. And in the ninth spot, catching, is Brady Iarusi. And on the mound for Shrewsbury Post 397 is Brandon Parisi. He has been excellent so far on the season in this Shrewsbury rotation. 11 1/3 innings pitched. He's appeared 3 times on the mound. This is his 3rd start of the year. And he comes in with a 2-0 record and a 1.24 ERA. He has been very tough. About to deal with Ben Majorano atop the Milford lineup tonight, who takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Just 8 hits allowed in those 11 1/3 innings for Parisi. 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 16 And opposing batters are hitting just 200 on the year against Parisi. Here, a little bounding ball over the reach of the pitcher. Shortstop able to get there, but not in time to throw out Majorano. He will reach on the leadoff base hit. Only real chance there was if Parisi could have snared it. Once it bounced over his reach, Majorano could sniff the hit all the way. He beats out the throw and is aboard to lead off this bottom of the first inning. And so that will bring up Nick Pedroli. We don't often see the starting pitcher also in the starting lineup for Coach DeVito, but Pedroli red hot with the bat in there tonight. And he swings at the first pitch and hits a little ground ball to the right side. Second baseman with the flip over to first to get the out there. Majorano able to safely get down to second base, so in scoring position with one out. Let's bring you the Shrewsbury defense now. It is Jackson Lucarelli behind the plate, Cam Kelly at third, Drew O'Connell at short, Tim McDonough at second, and Tommy Chrysonis at first. Left to right in the outfield, Brandon Lazuski, Connor Mudd, and Brian Herlihy. As Braden Lewis now stands in at the plate. Parisi with the pitch, a little bit high for ball one. Lewis still with the top batting average on the team, dipping just under the 600 mark coming into the game today, batting .590. 23 hits on the season, 5 doubles, 3 triples, 3 homers, and now 20 runs batted in. He's also scored 32 runs. And ahead in the count here against Parisi, 2 balls and no strikes. Power versus power here. The lead at second base for Majorano as Parisi comes to the plate and delivers it high. Pitching conservatively to Lewis with first base open. Once again, Majorano walks out to a lead at second base. Long hesitation here for Parisi. And now the pitch. Lewis aggressive, swinging away at the 3-0. He fouls it off. Second meeting of the season between Milford and Shrewsbury. It did not go well for Shrewsbury the first time around. They were no hit by Tyler Ballard in a game that was just a 5-inning mercy rule win as Milford dropped 13 runs on post 397. Not often we see games that one-sided in this matchup. It was a 12-0 final score back on June 17th. 3-1 pitch, and that is up and away for ball 4.
The shortstop, number 2, Sam Schoenberg.
So runners at first and second base now with 1 down in the inning, and that will bring up Sam Schoenberg. Schoenberg carrying a .362 batting average into the game today. And a 3-way tie for the RBI lead with Nick Pedroli and Jackson Fournier, 21 RBIs apiece. Another one misses the zone here for Parisi. No Jackson Fournier in the lineup tonight. Playing with the travel team out in Colorado. That's what we heard from Coach DeVito prior to the game. Good opportunity there for Fournier. And now snap throw to first base, and Lewis just able to get the hand back into the bag. He had a big secondary lead. That caught Lucarelli's attention. The throw is a little bit into foul territory, forcing Chrysonis to reach for it and then come back to the bag, and that gave Lewis a little extra time to get back in. Another long hesitation here. Parisi doing everything he can to keep those runners close and then dots the inside corner. Scoreboard a little behind on the balls and strikes. Still deliberate with the pace for Parisi as he fires in a called strike 2. Schoenberg a little bit of an exchange with the umpire after the pitch. But now I believe a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Schoenberg. The lefty ready now with his next pitch. And that's on the outside corner for a strike. Another snap throw to first base as Lewis gets back. And meanwhile, Mairano takes the opportunity to advance to third. So Schoenberg strikes out looking. It's the first strikeout in the outing for Parisi. And so it's now runners at first and third with 2 outs and a chance here for Joey McGee to try to push that first run across. McGee on Monday went 1 for 4 with a run scored. The first pitch from Parisi, good live fastball in for strike 1. No balls in 1 strike, two outs. And runners at the corners as they send the pickoff throw to first base. It's bobbled around as Lewis just went on the first move from Parisi, and he gets down to second base safely. Likely would have had the base stolen even if Chrysonis handled the throw cleanly. And so now 2 in scoring position. And the 0-1 pitch misses up and away. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And the pitch from Parisi is hit in the air. And it stays on the infield as the shortstop, Drew O'Connell, is able to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. So Milford puts 2 in scoring position, but they cannot score. Both teams with runners stranded in the first inning, so we play on to the second. Scoreless between Milford post 59 and Shrewsbury post 397. As we bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. Coverage of Milford Legion Baseball right here on Milford TV.
to top the second inning is the shortstop, number 4, Drew O'Connell.
Coverage of Milford Legion baseball on Milford TV is brought to you in part by Rentschler Biopharma. They are the proud sponsor of our broadcast booth. At their Milford site, Rentschler Biopharma offers full-service solutions along the entire biopharmaceutical value chain for large-scale clinical and commercial CGMP manufacturing. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. Top of the second inning here at Pheno Field, scoreless between Milford and Shrewsbury. 5, 6, and 7 hitters up in the inning for post 397, starting with the shortstop Drew O'Connell up there now with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another great crowd here at Pheno Field, and you would certainly expect nothing less. A lot of fans, as always, interested to see these two teams go toe-to-toe. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count on O'Connell. And now fights this ball off out into shallow left field. Could be trouble, and it is down for a hit. Lewis went into a slide to try to make the play, but it was out of his reach. A little bloop base hit for O'Connell to start the inning. So very similar to last inning. Leadoff base hit to get things started. And so now that brings up Cam Kelly, the third baseman. Lefty versus lefty matchup as he takes a pitch down in the dirt. Cam Kelly with a .293 batting average on the season. 786 OPS. He's got 12 hits on the year, including a double, a triple, 4 runs batted in, scored 10 runs, 6 walks to 4 Ks. Head in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes against Nick Pedroli. And now a hard ground ball hit to shortstop. Feed to second base out there, relay on to first, not in time. Close play at first, but Kelly just able to beat it out to avoid the double play.
Right fielder number 2, Brandon.
So O'Connell erased from the equation. Kelly safe at first on the fielder's choice. He's there now with 1 down, and Brandon Luzuski at the plate. Now pickoff check over at first base, but not much of a lead for Kelly. The pitch swung on and missed. .22 pitches so far in the outing for Pedroli. Quickly back to the plate, and this one is lifted out to shallow left field. This time a routine play for Lewis to make the catch. 2 down now in the inning. The runner remains at first base. And now
Number 19,
Brian Herlihy comes to the plate. He swings at the first pitch and hits a ball that explodes on Burchard at third base, and then just could not get the handle on it. So Herlihy able to reach to extend the inning. Kelly down to second base.
Tim McDonough.
And a chance for the number 9 man, Tim McDonough. He takes the first pitch outside, on the outside corner, I should say, for strike 1. Rule that a straight-up error at third base on Burchard. First error of the ball game. One ball and one strike. And now hit to the opposite field. That's past the dive of Ballard at first base. Here comes Kelly around from second base. He will score on the 2-out RBI single for McDonough. And that will give Shrewsbury the first lead of the night. It is 1-0 in favor of post 397. Hurley able to go first to third on the play, so it's runners at the corners now with 2 down. Number 9 man getting it done. Back up to the leadoff hitter now, Connor Mudd, who singled to open up the ball game and was ultimately stranded at third base. He takes a first pitch strike. Mudd batting .381 coming into the game today. 13 runs batted in. As the runner takes off, this pitch sent hard out into right field, but Wajda positioned well. He makes the catch. Allowed out to end the inning and prevent further damage on the scoreboard, but Shrewsbury strikes for the first run of the game. As we move on to the bottom of the second inning, it is now Shrewsbury 1, Milford 0 on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Third baseman, number 14, Sean Burchard.
Sean Burchard, Tyler Ballard, and Brady Wajda, the 3 Milford batters expected in the bottom of the second inning. As Milford trails now in this game 1-0. Tim Coet here with you on the call, along with an excellent Milford TV crew on this Wednesday night, as Burchard sends a ground ball to second base, gobbled up there by McDonough, and he gets the out at first. So 1 down now for Tyler Ballard. This is our first chance to see the Milford High School alumni in our coverage this season. As Ballard sends a hard foul ball out of play. Tyler has been very valuable on the pitcher's mound for Milford this season. He's thrown 13 2/3 innings. 2-0 on the year with a 1.02 ERA, and had that 5-inning no-hitter against Shrewsbury earlier this season, but today in the lineup. He's quickly down here, no balls and 2 strikes. That sends another ground ball towards second base, another chance for McDonough, and again he handles it cleanly. 2 up and 2 down. So 2 fast outs in the inning. As now Brady Wajda takes ball 1 high. Swing and a miss to bring the count to 1-1. Wajda a 227 average. 4 runs batted in on the year. Milford with a little bit of a short bench in this game here tonight, with Fournier not available for the team tonight and also waiting for some guys to get back from injury. 1-2 the count on Wajda with the bases empty and 2 down. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. Gavin Metcalf has not yet played this season as he tries to make his way back from injury. Josh Bouchard and Josh Giancola, as well as Jordan Martirano, all also trying to work their way back from injuries, as meanwhile Wajda strikes out, and an impressive inning from Brandon Parisi as he retires the side in order. That completes 2 innings of play here at Pheno. Remains a 1-0 lead for Shrewsbury as we bring it to you from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. More in just a moment here on Milford TV.
Designated hitter, number 16, Owen Munchkin.
Shrewsbury with a 1-0 lead, now top of the 3rd inning. Coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV. As Nick Pedroli sends in his first pitch of this 3rd inning, it misses for ball 1. Owen Monjin, Tommy Chrysonis, and Jackson Lucarelli, 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming to the plate this inning. And Monjin fights this pitch down the 3rd base line, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Monjin, 348 with the batting average, appearing in his 8th game of the season for post 397, 31 plate appearances. Got a 919 OPS. Holds off on that pitch to even the count at 2. And now a little dribbler out in front of the mound. A little bit of a bobble for Pedroli, but he recovers to get the throw over to first base in time to retire Monjin 1-3 on that ground out. Longtime head coach of this Shrewsbury program, the legendary Frank Vaccaro, not with the team tonight. Chris DeSantis managing the team tonight, assisted by Jeff Green, Matt Amder, Nick Martin, and Casey Boudreau. Those last two names in particular certainly sound familiar from their playing days in this Shrewsbury lineup, as now Tommy Chrysonis sends a pop-up just a shade onto the outfield grass where Schoenberg collects it for out number 2. Nothing makes you feel older as a broadcaster than when you start to see the players that you covered come back as coaches. We've already experienced that a number of times at the high school level. Swing and a miss, meanwhile, from Jackson Lucarelli. As Pedroli now sends in his 38th pitch. It's hit in the air pretty well out to center field. Racing back Majorano, and he is able to cover the ground. He makes the catch for the out that ends the inning. Good bounce back for Pedroli as he retires the side in order in this top half of the third inning. On to the bottom of the fourth we go. Bottom of the third, excuse me. With the score unchanged, Shrewsbury 1, Milford nothing on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV. Our Milford Legion baseball coverage is proudly presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Over at their Hudson location, they will be celebrating Restaurant Week, July 12th through the 18th. Dinner for 2, including an app, a salad, a small flatbread. Or dinner for 4, 2 apps, a salad, and a large flatbread. It's a dine-in only special over at the Hudson location. And again, also celebrating Kids Eat Free during 4th of July weekend. So again, if you're hanging around here in the Milford area over the July 5th, July 6th weekend, kids 12 and under will receive a free kids meal with the purchase of an entree. Rail Trail Flatbread Company, proud partner of Milford TV and proud supporter of local sports throughout the region. An 0-2 count on Brady Iarusi leading off the home half of the third. Able to lay off that pitch to stay in there. Milford bench trying to bring some energy here to this third inning. As Iarusi takes that pitch at the knees, nasty for a called strike 3. Brandon Parisi continues to bring his A game here tonight. That's his third strikeout. And the second inning with a K opens up this third inning the same way. And so now we go second time through the lineup. The only Milford player with a hit in this game so far up there now, Ben Majorano, as Parisi uncorks a pitch that goes right to the backstop. And that hit for Majorano was just an infield hit at that. Parisi also surrendered a walk in that first inning, but was able to get out of it, stranding 2 runners in scoring position, and has not allowed a base runner since. He's retired the last 6 consecutive batters. Does fall behind Majorano here, 2 balls and no strikes. As the lefty kicks and deals, leaves it outside for ball 3. Very little breeze here at field level. It has cooled off into the upper 80s now with the sun setting. Majorano not inclined to swing. He takes a pitch on the inside edge. And quickly Parisi with the 3-1. And Majorano, a half swing, fights it off foul. As now the count runs full. From a 3-0 count, now Parisi with the payoff pitch. Here it is. And Majorano able to hold up on the swing, takes it for ball 4. And he is on base for the second time. So that breaks up. That's 6 straight retired for Parisi, as now he'll face Nick Pedroli, his counterpart in the game tonight. Pedroli grounded out to second base his first time up. McDonough's been busy tonight. He's collected 3 groundouts so far in the game. As now this ball is hit hard towards the gap in right center field, down for a hit, and will be extra bases for Pedroli. They will hold Majorano at third as Pedroli just does slide in safely to second base. That relay throw came back in very quickly, but Pedroli in safely with a double, and Milford in business now here in this third inning, 2 in scoring position and only 1 out, and Braden Lewis coming to the plate. Hard contact there for Pedroli, the best hit ball of the night by far off of Brandon Parisi. Pedroli over 400 with the batting average. Collects his 3rd double now of the season. A full-blown conference on the pitcher's mound now breaking up, with the Shrewsbury coaching staff, the entire infield coming in to be part of the conversation, as Parisi now will battle Braden Lewis, who walked and stole a base in the first inning, but was stranded. Another long hesitation here for Parisi. We saw this in the first inning with the bases empty as Lewis sends that one very far down the left field side, but it is foul. Oh, 1 pitch now, and that just misses inside. Good take for Lewis. Tying run at third base, go-ahead run at second, 1 down in the bottom of the third in a close ball game. Next pitch from Parisi is hit hard down the right field sign, curling into foul territory, and that is out of Herlihy's reach. Takes a hop out of play. A lot of lawn chairs down that right field side tonight. Enjoying a great rivalry matchup. 1-2 now on Braden Lewis. Deep breath for Parisi on the mound. First baseman even with the grass as the pitch is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lewis ready. Parisi with the pitch, and that's on the inside corner for strike 3. Lewis shakes his head as he walks away. But a great pitch for Parisi at a big moment as he strikes out Braden Lewis for the second out of the inning. It's the 4th K now in the game for Parisi, and now 2 down. Schoenberg looking to come through here in a clutch situation. He swings at the first pitch, sends it out towards right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run comes in. Here comes Pedroli around from second base. He will score as Schoenberg ambushes the first pitch, sends it out into right, and gives Milford the lead with 1 swing of the bat. It's 2-1 Milford. Over and over again this season, we've seen Schoenberg use the opposite field. He did it right there, and instantly gives Milford the lead. Now a chance for McGee. Joey popped out to the shortstop his first time up. A 1 pitch, and it's hit high in the air, out to center field, sending Mudd back. Now he comes in a step to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. But the big hit with 2 outs for Sam Schoenberg as he drives in 2 runs, and now after 3 full innings, it is Milford 2 and Shrewsbury 1. As we bring you the coverage live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth, stay tuned to the coverage here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
shortstop, number 4, Drew O'Connell.
So Pedroli now able to pitch with the lead for the first time tonight. He was right in the middle of that third inning rally for post 59, collecting a double and ultimately came around to score the go-ahead run. Milford leading it 2-1 as Pedroli delivers strike one into Drew O'Connell. He lifts a fly ball out to shallow left field. On comes Lewis to make the catch.
Third baseman,
The
number
leadoff
6,
batter retired.
Kelly.
And that will bring up Cam Kelly. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time up and then came around to score the Shrewsbury run, as he takes a big looping breaking ball in for a strike. 41 pitches now for Pedroli through 3 1/3 innings. Very different styles on the mound for these two pitchers, both of them lefties. Pedroli has worked very quickly. Parisi has had much more of a deliberate pace, especially with runners aboard. And Pedroli getting ahead now of Kelly. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And immediately back into the windup. The pitch is hit off the end of the bat, and that is cued out onto the shallow right field grass. A dive for McGee, but he had no chance. And so Kelly is aboard with a 1-out base hit.
Right fielder, number 2,
4th hit for Shrewsbury in the game. Milford with 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Shrewsbury 1 run, now 4 hits with no errors. Tight ball game through the early innings. And now Lazuski sends a foul ball to the backstop for strike 1. It was a close ball game on Monday through the early innings between Milford and Northbridge. Northbridge briefly holding a lead in the game, but Milford came back to take the lead and then continued to gain separation, ultimately ending the game in the 6th inning with a walk-off 2-run homer for Nick Pedroli that made it a mercy rule win. Game that had a little bit of everything. 0-2 count on Lazuski. Here's the pitch. Able to hold up on the swing. The pitch was high. Brandon 0 for 1. He popped out to left field his first time up. And now the pitch in for strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Pedroli. 2 outs now in this top of the 4th inning. Kelly remains at first base. We'll see if he elects to steal here with the number 8 man, Brian Herlihy, at the plate. Doesn't go on the first pitch as Herlihy sends it out to left field. It drops in front of Lewis. And Herlihy is aboard with a 2-out single.
second baseman, number 1, Tim McDonough.
So runners at first and second base now. A little trouble brewing in the inning. And a pesky hitter at the plate, Tim McDonough in the number 9 spot. He gave Shrewsbury the lead his last time up with a 2-out RBI single. And now sent in the air in foul ground down the right field side. And Tyler Ballard made it close with good speed. He nearly got there, as that was deep in foul territory. Now, we had Tim as the first name for McDonough on our lineup that we received before the game. Official Shrewsbury roster lists him as Finn McDonough. And can hear the Shrewsbury fans using that name as well, so apologies if there was a miscommunication pregame. 0-2 pitch into McDonough. He watches it miss just off the outside edge. Good take. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Spoiled foul. As pitching coach Eric Cormier leaps from his spot at the edge of the dugout and makes a barehanded snag, fires it right back to the umpire. Showing the young fellas how it's done. Still a 1-2 count. As the pitch is hit hard, that is through the left side for a hit. Here comes the runner around from third base as Lewis can't make the play cleanly. And so Kelly will score with ease as McDonough does it again. Another 2-out RBI single. And once again, the game is tied now at 2. Hurley stopped at second base. So it's runners at first and second now with 2 down, and Connor Mudd now at the plate. And so an inning that started out relatively harmless, but the bottom of the order getting it done. Back-to-back hits from Hurley and McDonough to produce a run and tie this ball game up. And Mudd now ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. He's 1 for 2 with a single. No error on the play for Lewis on that bobble, as the run would have scored regardless. 2-0 pitch is hit hard back up the middle, fielded by Schoenberg. The throw to second base gets there just ahead of the runner. Close play, but they're able to get the force on McDonough for the out that ends the inning. But Finn McDonough again gets it done out of the number 9 spot. He's supplied both runs batted in for Shrewsbury so far tonight. And we will move on to the bottom of the 4th inning, tied at 2. Coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Third baseman, number 14, Sean Rashad.
Shrewsbury now with 2 runs on 6 hits. Milford 2 runs on 3 hits with an error as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning. So Shrewsbury taking the first lead of the night. Milford battling back for 2 to take the lead in the 3rd. Shrewsbury now with a run back of their own as we go back and forth. Much more of the type of game you would expect to see between these two after the very lopsided game that was played earlier this season, which Milford won 12-0. It's a quick 0-2 count now on Sean Burchard leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. Just makes contact there to stay alive. Milford's certainly taken a stranglehold on this head-to-head series in recent seasons. They are 8-3 against Shrewsbury going back to 2021. 0-2 pitch here is fought off. A little dribbler over to second base, fielded by McDonough, and he gets the throw to first base to retire Burchard.
The first baseman, number 12, Tyler Ballard.
The only win Shrewsbury has recently was in the 2024 season, where they enjoyed a lopsided victory, 15-0. Milford swept the regular season meetings last year. They did not meet in the postseason, as Milford's postseason ended up being much more brief than they anticipated in 2025. But many memorable meetings over the years in this rivalry, including matchups in the zone playoffs, in the state tournament. As now Tyler Ballard takes aim at the right center field gap. He drops it down. Turnaround second base, digging for second, and he will slide in safely with the one-out double. So good speed and scoring position here with one down for Milford. With now Wajda coming to the plate. Tyler Ballard did not have any offensive statistics on the season coming into this game tonight, so this must be his first game in the lineup. And after a ground out in his first at bat, makes solid contact there with the double. Milford's second extra base hit of the night. And a go-ahead run in scoring position for Brady Wajda. About to see a 1-0 pitch. That's high for a ball. Milford has some activity starting to loosen in the bullpen. Looks like they've got one arm out there. As Wajda goes after that 2-0 pitch, comes up empty. Righty arm up in the bullpen, can't quite see the uniform number from here. As Wajda jumps ahead now 3-1. "57 pitches through 4 innings for Nick Pedroli. So not in terrible shape in that department. Parisi, meanwhile, throwing his 56th pitch and getting it past Wajda's bat to fill up the count 3-2. Ballard leading away from second base. Big lead now. And too much time as Parisi continued to stare down Ballard as he danced off the second base bag. Wajda backs out. Still steamy conditions for these players. Temperature at 87 degrees. Still with the sun just about set. Now the payoff pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball gets by him. Wajda strikes out for the second time tonight. 5 Ks now for Parisi. And 2 outs in the inning now for the number 9 man, Iarusi. He struck out looking his first time up. Looking to provide the same kind of clutch hitting that Shrewsbury has received out of their number 9 hitter tonight. As Parisi now spins off the pitcher's mound And sends a hard pickoff throw into second base, but Ballard able to get back standing. First pitch into Brady is a called strike one. Iarusi did reach base all 4 times he came to the plate in Monday's win against Northbridge. Scored 2 runs. And able to lay off that pitch inside to even the count at 1. That's been a spot that Parisi has gone to against these right-handed batters. Not afraid to go inside to the righty hitters, even as a lefty. And now again, sort of an awkward spin off the pitching rubber for Parisi. This time he didn't go through with the throw. As Ballard maintains that hefty lead at second. 1-1 pitch. And again, just inside, a little bit closer this time, but ball 2. A lot of Shrewsbury fans in the house moaning that pitch being called ball 2. 2-1 now, carved foul out of play off toward the parking lot. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. The go-ahead run in scoring position at second. Looking for something big here from Iarusi. The pitch is grounded foul. Two teams with deep playoff aspirations this season. May very well see both of them in the state tournament. We'll see. 2-2 pitch is low. It gets away from the catcher just enough for Ballard to advance to third. Ballard had been taking huge leads there at second base, so as soon as he read that ball popping out of the mitt of Lucarelli, easily able to advance to third, so now the go-ahead run ever so close at third base. 3-2 count here on Iarusi with the top of the order looming. Payoff pitch and a foul ball. We'll do it again. Ballard was doing some dancing off the third base bag, trying to draw Parisi's attention. 3 balls and 2 strikes as Iarusi puts on a tough at bat. The set and the pitch. And a little ground ball right back to the pitcher's mound, snagged by Parisi. Takes it most of the way to the first base bag before sending an underhand toss for the out that ends the inning. So Milford strands the go-ahead run at third base. And we will move on to the 5th. Here at Fino Field, where it is Milford 2 and Shrewsbury 2 on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Please go to the broadcast booth to collect your winnings.
Coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV is brought to you in part by Unibank. Big bank know-how, community bank attitude. Unibank recently voted Best Bank for Business by the Worcester Business Journal for the 13th time. Unibank proudly serving the Milford community from their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza. As we begin the top of the fifth inning with a solid single through the right side for Owen Mongen. His first time on base tonight as Shrewsbury puts the leadoff runner on base against Nick Pedroli out for his fifth inning of work. Seventh hit for Shrewsbury off of Pedroli tonight. As Cresona swings at the first pitch, sends it down the left field side. Long run for Lewis. He won't get there. It lands foul. That hit for Mongen was the first hit for the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the lineup tonight. It has been the bottom of the lineup that has given Pedroli more trouble. The 8 and 9 hitters have both been on each of the 2 times they've come to the plate. 3 hits, including 2 RBI singles from the number 9 hitter, Finn McDonough. The most recent one tying this game at 2. As now Cresonis sends a fly ball out to right field, still going back as it is over the reach of Wajda and all the way up against the fence. It will be extra bases for Cresonis as he winds up at second. Conservative call by the third base coach as they held Mongen up. The breeze has picked up a bit as the game has gone on. Wajda looked to be cruising after that ball, then all of a sudden went into a sprint as that quickly got up over his reach. And so big time trouble now for Pedroli in this fifth inning with 2 in scoring position and nobody out. First extra base hit of the game for Shrewsbury. And a chance now for the cleanup man, Lucarelli, who takes ball 1, and now Brady Iarusi will come out for a chat with his battery mate. We talked about Lucarelli earlier as now he sends a pop-up in foul territory behind first base. Ballard goes all the way to the warning track and is able to make the play. That one just stayed on the playing surface, and Ballard makes a critical catch for the first out of this inning. But still a lot of work to do. 1 down now. Still runners at second and third. As O'Connell takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Drew O'Connell a single in the second inning, a pop out in the fourth. Shrewsbury threatening to retake the lead here with 2 in scoring position in the fifth. And now a hard hit ball by O'Connell out into center field. That drops in for a base hit. The runners had to hold up. And so 1 run comes home as Mongen scores. Cresonis advances to third and holds there on the RBI single for Drew O'Connell. And Shrewsbury indeed takes the lead back. It is now 3-2. And so now runners at the corners with 1 out. And Cam Kelly at the plate. He has also been trouble for Pedroli tonight. He's reached base twice, and both times he's reached, he has scored. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it off himself. Only 1 easy inning in this game for Pedroli. It was the third where he retired the side in order. Other than that, he's had traffic in every inning. As now O'Connell takes off for second base. He'll reach on the defensive indifference. So back to 2 runners in scoring position, and an 0-2 count on Kelly. 67th pitch for Pedroli, and it's looped foul to the backstop. Pedroli mops some sweat. Again, a hot, humid night here at Pheno. Another 0-2 pitch, and that bounces in front of home plate, and a nice block by Iarusi. Coach DeSantis calling for more energy from his bench as he claps his hands in between pitches. Milford has the infield in tight all the way around as this ball is hit in the air out to left field towards the foul line. Lewis makes the catch. The runner tags and bluffs up the third base line as Lewis sends a missile in towards the plate. It went over Iarusi's head, but Pedroli there to back up the play and prevent any advance from the runners. So Kelly can't hit it deep enough to bring the run home. Owen Michalowski now hitting in place of Brandon Lazuski as he takes a breaking ball in for strike 1. Lefty batter in for a pinch hitting appearance against the lefty pitcher. The count even at 1. 1-1 pitch in for strike 2. More frustration from the Shrewsbury fans, but that looked to be a good pitch on the corner for Pedroli, looking to end the inning right here. Here is the pitch, and that one too far outside. Michalowski doesn't chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 in scoring position for Shrewsbury. Free taking the lead, looking for more. The pitch from Pedroli is waved at and missed for strike 3. So Pedroli avoids further damage, but Drew O'Connell with an RBI single gives Shrewsbury the lead once again. It is now 3-2 in favor of post 397 as we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning and this live coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV. We bring it to you from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. Stay with us here on Milford TV. An excellent ball game here tonight. Shrewsbury now with a 3-2 lead. Shrewsbury now with 3 runs on 9 hits with no errors. Milford 2 runs, only 4 hits with 1 error. As Milford will bring the top of the order to the plate against Brandon Parisi. First pitch in for a strike to Ben Majorano, who has reached base both times. He has come up against Parisi tonight, an infield hit and a walk. He's scored 1 of Milford's 2 runs. Quickly now falls behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. As Parisi goes right back into his windup, the pitch, and Majorano stays alive. Try to take a peek around the other games going on in District 4 action tonight. Before the end of this inning, as Majorano takes a pitch outside. Total of 4 games happening around the district tonight, with this one included. 1-2 pitch. That is high. 2 of them have already gone final. Northbridge with a 13-3 win over Framingham. Leominster off of their big win against Shrewsbury last night. Defeats Northborough 9-2 as Majorano now sends a slow roller to second base. Going to be a tricky play for McDonough, and he gets it done on the move to rob Majorano of a hit. Finn McDonough has had his fingerprints all over this game tonight. He's made a number of good plays in the field, has 2 of the biggest hits. And there is 1 out now in this bottom of the 5th. Nick Pedroli now up for the 3rd time. He doubled his last time up against Parisi and gets spun off the plate here with an inside pitch from Parisi. Pedroli 1 for 2 overall with that double and also has a run scored. Ahead in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. Now a swing and a miss as Pedroli could not catch up to the fastball. Next pitch will be number 75 in the outing for Brandon Parisi. Here it comes. And it's looped foul over the backstop and out of play. The count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty with 1 down in the home half of the 5th. As Pedroli has to duck out of the way of that one. A full count. Parisi staring over the glove. Long hesitation. And now the payoff pitch. Inside for ball 4. Third walk allowed for Brandon Parisi tonight to go along with 5 strikeouts. And Milford has the tying run on in this bottom of the 5th. Third plate appearance now for Braden Lewis. Looking for his first hit tonight. He did walk in the first inning, stole a base, and then struck out looking in the 3rd. Ahead now, 2 balls and no strikes. Pedroli out to a short lead at first base, being held on by Chrysonis. And now the pitch. This is hit hard Out to center field, a long run back for Connor Mudd, but he's able to get there to make the catch. He tracked that ball well, raced back to straightaway center. And Lewis is retired for the second out of the inning. Quiet night for the hot-hitting Lewis. And so Pedroli at first base now with 2 outs in the inning, and Sam Schoenberg trying to come through in the clutch for the second time tonight. Drove in 2 runs his last time up to, at the time, give Milford a 2-1 lead. He takes a pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Schoenberg 1 for 2 with that 2-run single. Also struck out in the first inning. Sam always with such a great attitude out on the field. Seems like a player that always keeps things light, always has a smile on his face. Doesn't get too down. Certainly need personalities like that on a winning ball club. 1-1 pitch. Doesn't pull the trigger, but takes strike 2. Over 80 pitches now for Parisi. As he comes back to the set, Pedroli goes as the pitch is sent down the third base line. That's a fair ball. It rolls down into the corner. Pedroli hustling. Coach DeVito waving him around from third base. The throw will not come into the plate. As meanwhile, Schoenberg continues to circle the bases. That ball rolled all the way off out of our field of view down towards the 330-foot marker as Schoenberg never stopped, and right now they have both runs on the scoreboard. It would be a 2-run inside the park home run as Shrewsbury now comes up to the home plate umpire to talk things over. I don't know if perhaps the left fielder stopped going after that ball thinking it would be ruled a ground rule double. And so conversation continuing here with the home plate umpire, and right now the scoreboard reads 4-3 Milford, so unless something gets overturned here, it'll be a big hit for Schoenberg once again. And right now, a heated conversation now starting to take place as the infield umpire gets involved too, and you could hear very clearly the infield umpire talking about obstruction happening at second base involving the Shrewsbury shortstop. Coach DeVito right now just mild-mannered in the third base coach's box with his arms crossed. A different demeanor amongst the Shrewsbury coaching staff. Shrewsbury is making the argument that it should have been a ground rule double, saying that the left fielder put his arms up to say that that ball was beyond his reach down in the corner. The umpires did not rule it that way. And judging by the body language of the Shrewsbury coach out on the field, it seems like this will remain as called on the field. Very heated out there. And so it appears that this is going to be a 4-3 Milford lead here. So Sam Schoenberg once again with a huge hit. He had the 2-run single his last time up to give Milford the lead. And now a 2-run inside the park home run as Shrewsbury gave up on that play. But Schoenberg did not, continue to run around the bases, and a 2-run inside the park home run gives Milford a 4-3 lead as Shrewsbury finally gives up the argument. Bases are empty now with 2 down And Joey McGee going after that first pitch from Parisi, fouls it away for strike one. 4 RBIs in the game for Schoenberg, all of them coming with 2 outs. It's really picked up this team tonight as McGee takes a called strike at the knees. Parisi now with the 0-2 pitch. Sends it up and away. You wonder if this will be the last inning for Parisi. That would certainly be good news for these Milford hitters. Is it 87 pitches? That pitch dropped off the table. Good read for McGee as he doesn't chase. Looks like Milford has bullpen action ready to come into this game in this next inning. As McGee swings and misses. 6th strikeout for Parisi as this one brings an end to the 5th inning, but things getting very interesting in this 5th with the big 2-run inside the park home run for Schoenberg. And Milford now will carry a 4-3 lead into the top half of the 6th inning. That is next here on Milford TV.
Left fielder, number 19, Brian Burleigh.
There continued to be a lot of conversation with the Shrewsbury coaching staff in between innings, a lot of it heated towards the 2-man umpiring crew, as finally they had to lay down the law over outside the third base dugout. Shrewsbury hot after that call. Ruled an inside the park home run rather than a ground rule double, and that is the difference in this game right now as Milford holds a 4-3 lead. Nick Pedroli back out on the mound for this top of the 6th inning as he faces batters 8, 9, and 1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Brian Herlihy. Herlihy reached on an error in the 2nd inning, singled in the 4th, and now jumps ahead here, 3 balls and 1 strike. Interesting decision to send Pedroli back out for this inning, especially against this part of the lineup that has really given him trouble. As Herlihy lifts a fly ball out into shallow left center field. Schoenberg out, and it's Ben Majorano in a full sprint who's able to make the catch. I beg your pardon, it's Braden Lewis who makes the catch. So Lewis moving from left field to center field as Milford has clearly made some defensive changes in this inning. It looks like potentially it was Nolan Murray now in left field, as now this ball is hit out to center. It will hang up again for Lewis, as Finn McDonough is retired for the first time tonight.
Center fielder, number 7.
And there are 2 outs now in the inning. It does appear that Murray is now in left with Lewis in center. As this ball is hit on the ground to second base off the bat of Connor Mudd. And the toss over to first base, and a quick and easy 1-2-3 top of the 6th inning for Nick Pedroli. So Coach DeVito elects to send his starter back out for a 6th inning, and he has his best one yet. Retires the side in order. That moves us on to the bottom of the 6th. That is Milford 4 and Shrewsbury 3 as we bring you this coverage live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. Coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Patriot Growth Insurance, Restaurant 45, Whitensville Monument Works, and Brothers Family. We would also thank our Legion baseball supporters, Nancy Van Servants, Boston Red Sox Foundation, Don Colasano, Flowers by Danielle, 110 Grill, Minutemen Press, House Cafe, Radiate Positivity Bakery, Rose's Corner, Sperry's Liquors, Stop and Shop, Sweet Inspirations, Calvin the Square, and Trader Joe's. We thank you for your generous support to Milford Legion Baseball.
Third baseman, number 14, Sean Rashad.
Four runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Milford. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Shrewsbury. Milford hanging on to a 1-run lead as they come to the plate in the bottom of the 6th, looking for some insurance. As Brandon Parisi does return to the mound, now throwing his 90th pitch for strike 1 to Sean Burchard. I believe it was Brady Wajda who was removed from the game in that bottom of the 5th inning. It appeared that Ben Majorano had moved to right, so we'll see if Nolan Murray comes up in the 3-hole in this inning. And Wajda's spot in the lineup. Sean Burchard 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second base both times he's come to the plate. Still a good fastball here from Parisi as he's up over 90 pitches. Burchard lays off as the count evens at 2. This is the second game in a row that we've seen the opposing starter allowed to approach triple digits in pitches. We saw it from Cody Venziano for Northbridge on Monday. Here's the 2-2, and it's popped up foul. Long run for Cam Kelly, but that will go out of play. Another 2-2 pitch here from Brandon Parisi, and it's sent in the air out to center field, sending Mudd back. And he now settles and makes the catch for out number 1. We're looking to tack one more regular season game onto our featured Legion baseball coverage before the conclusion of the season. We should be back out on Wednesday of next week to catch Milford's game against Grafton post 92, a 7 o'clock tilt on Wednesday, July 8th. It'll be the penultimate regular season game of the season. And then we will have some staff vacation time coming up in the middle of July, so we'll pick things back up with Milford as they will serve as the host team in the 2026 Massachusetts Legion State Tournament right here at Pheno Field. Very much looking forward to being here for those games. 2-1 pitch now to Tyler Ballard, misses high. It is Cole McGovern who has a bat in hand out in the on-deck circle. So he will bat in place of Brady Wajda. As Ballard takes the pitch high for ball 4. So he will be on base now for the second time tonight. You wonder if perhaps Mairano will come out to pitch the 7th inning, as that ball 4 will be the last pitch of the night, the 100th pitch of the night for Brandon Parisi. And plenty of Shrewsbury fans circled around the home plate area, giving Parisi the salute with a big cheer. As he comes off, he pitches 6 1/3 innings, allowing 4 runs on 5 hits. He did walk 4, struck out 6. And right now on the hook for the loss. So while we have a break in the action, we can take another look at the games going on around District 4. Again, as we mentioned, Northbridge a 13-3 win over Framingham, Leominster a 9-2 win over Northborough. Hudson hosting Cherry Valley. But it is Cherry Valley with an 8-4 lead with that game in the top of the 7th inning.
Now pitching for Shrewsbury.
And then the only other game going on in the district is right here at Pheno Field. Milford with the 4-3 lead, as Post 59 will get into the Shrewsbury bullpen, and it is Connor Mudd who will come in from center field to take over on the mound. Another lefty. After the 4th of July weekend, Milford TV will also have our first coverage of the Claflin Hill Family Night at the Bandstand concert series. We will not be broadcasting those concerts live, as of course we encourage everyone in the greater Milford area to come out to Milford Town Park and enjoy those concerts in person. A great lineup. It will kick off on Tuesday, July 7th with American Swing with the Fantasy Big Band. On Tuesday, July 14th, it will be the Claflin Summer Winds. The 21st will feature, once again, the Little Marood Band. A lot of other great concerts coming up at Town Park all summer long, so make sure you head out every Tuesday night. Just a great opportunity to be outside and enjoy some great live music, courtesy of our good friends over with the Claflin Hill Symphony. So back to action now with Mudd now pitching against the pinch hitter Cole McGovern. Cole ended up picking up the victory on Monday night as he got the start against Northbridge, went 5 innings on the mound, now getting a pinch hit appearance. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls into strike with Ballard at first base. And now a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Trying to catch a glimpse of the new outfield alignment for Shrewsbury. As the 3-1 pitch drops in for a strike, Milford would love some insurance in this bottom of the 6th inning. Full count now on McGovern. The runner goes as the pitch is hit hard through the left side for a base hit. Runner touches second base and right on to third as Milford executes the hit and run to perfection. Now the ball bobbled around to the third base bag, and it hits the infield umpire, as now the run will come home. A lot of moving parts at the end of that play. And you wonder if they will bring that runner back to third. Hard line drive through the left side of the infield for McGovern. Ballard, who was off with the pitch, going first to third. The throw came into the third base bag, not in time. It was bobbled. And so McGovern trying to take second base. The throw from third ended up drilling the infield umpire. And so McGovern safe at second base, and meanwhile, as the ball deflected off the umpire, Ballard came in to score. And so not a dead ball despite hitting the umpire, and so that run will score. As Brady Iarusi will come to the plate. Brady Wajda comes back out onto the field to run for Cole McGovern. And so Milford does pick up an insurance run. It is now 5-3. And so it was the pitcher backing up the play at third that ended up sending that throw towards second base that hit the umpire. So a throwing error on the pitcher, the first Shrewsbury error of the game. So no RBI for Cole McGovern as the run scores on the E1. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Iarusi as he bats with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Milford now leading 5-3. Here's the pitch, and that is way outside. Look down to second base for Mudd. Now he comes to the plate, and Iarusi way out in front of that pitch. He goes down swinging. First strikeout for Mudd since coming into the game. The run will be charged to Brandon Parisi, an unearned run to finish off his line on the night. So he ends up allowing 4 earned runs, 5 overall. And so now here is Nolan Murray batting in place of Ben Majorano. And so we hope that there was not an injury situation there for Majorano, as he now appears to be out of the game. Second pinch hitter of the inning. Majorano had been on base twice tonight, a single and a walk, a run scored. Murray down in the count here now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Murray a .231 batting average on the season. Has 3 runs batted in. Hitting here with a runner in scoring position. 1-2 pitch outside. Nick Pedroli waiting on deck if we get there. The pitch from Connor Mudd is fouled out of play. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. And Wajda, the courtesy runner, out to a lead at second base. Here is the pitch in the dirt. Kept out in front by Lucarelli. No advance for Wajda at second. And it's now a full count. Mudd to the set. Payoff pitch. In for strike three. Good pitch. Catches Murray looking. 2 Ks in the inning in relief for Connor Mudd. Milford does scratch across an insurance run, so they will carry a 5-3 lead into the top of the 7th inning. We'll see if they can seal the deal when we come back next here on Milford TV. Certainly had the feel of a playoff game here tonight as we get into the later stages of this 2026 regular season. Milford holds a 5-3 lead in the top of the 7th inning, and Nick Pedroli back out on the mound looking to go the distance as he sends the pitch in to Owen Mongeon, who sends a fly ball out to right field. The catch is made out there for out number 1. So it is indeed Wajda still out in right field. So it is Murray in left, Lewis in center, and Wajda in right. The infield remains unchanged. 1 down in the inning. And now Tommy Chrysonis at the plate. He doubled his last time up. And now we'll take this pitch off the right shoulder. A breaking ball that doesn't break and gives Shrewsbury a 1-out base runner, and it will allow them to bring the tying run to the plate in the form of the catcher, Jackson Lucarelli, who tonight has singled, popped out to left, and driven in a run with a base hit in the 5th inning. That, at the time, gave Shrewsbury a 3-2 lead. Now he sends a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Goes after the first pitch. And Shrewsbury not going quietly in this top of the 7th inning. They now have the tying run on base. Go-ahead run now coming to the plate in the form of Drew O'Connell. Shortstop tonight has a pair of hits. Shrewsbury has 10 hits now in the game. As this one bounces, takes a hard ricochet off the backstop, but both runners will advance. On the wild pitch from Pedroli. Nick Pedroli now at 85 pitches. Pedroli had only thrown a total of 124 pitches so far on the season coming into this game tonight. So a high pitch count as Eric Cormier comes out to talk things over with Pedroli. Again, Milford trying to get their starter across the finish line in this game at a time where the bench is lean. No Josh Giancola, no Jackson Fournier, who has been sort of the closer role for Milford this season. And so Pedroli trying to muster the energy to finish off these last two outs, but trouble now as the tying runs are in scoring position. And a 1-ball, no strike count on O'Connell. And the pitch inside for Pedroli. Looks to be a little bit on fumes here in this top of the seventh. As now this one is popped up on the infield. On comes Joey McGee. He makes the catch and a big second out on the infield, freezing those runners in place.
Third baseman number 6, Cam Kelly.
And so with the game in the balance, Cam Kelly comes to the plate. He has reached base twice against Pedroli tonight. A hit would tie the game, an out would end it as Pedroli's first pitch bounces in the dirt, and Iarusi with a terrific block to hold those runners. 88 pitches for Pedroli. What does he have left in the tank? As he misses high, these first two pitches to Kelly have not been close. First base is open. And now a hard ground ball to the shortstop. Schoenberg sets his feet, throws to first base, and the throw pulls Ballard off of the bag. Schoenberg had a little bit of trouble getting that ball out of the glove. The throw tailed, and Ballard, who has not played in the field a lot this season,
Now batting is number 3, Owen Mikulowski.
could not keep the foot on that first base bag, and so a run comes home. It's now a one-run game. The tying run is at third. And a chance here for Owen Michalowski taking his second at bat of the game. He swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul, wide of the first base bag. So an E6 keeping this game going. Runners at the corners here for Shrewsbury. Milford's second error. An off-speed pitch drops in too low. 2 balls and 1 strike. The next pitch from Pedroli. Iarusi tries to frame it, but he doesn't get the call. And a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Brian Herlihy waiting on deck. And the next one from Pedroli, able to get a fastball past Michalowski's bat. So a full count here. The runner from first base will be off on the pitch. Pedroli to the set. The payoff pitch. And it's hit in the air, down the right field line, into foul territory, and that lands well out of the reach of Wajda. And everyone will reset. An error keeping this game alive. Shrewsbury with the tying run at third base. Go ahead run at first. And another 3-2 pitch from Pedroli, and it is up high for ball 4. Michalowski walks, and the bases are loaded, so now the tying and go-ahead runs are in scoring position. And a big at-bat for Brian Herlihy, who tonight has reached on an error, singled, and has flown out to center field. 97 pitches now for Nick Pedroli, as the first pitch is up and away for ball 1. Pedroli emptying the tank in this 7th inning. He digs back in on the right side. The 1-0 pitch is hit hard and foul over the first base dugout. This game just now reaching the 2-hour mark. And a 1-1 pitch, too far outside. These Shrewsbury fans fully engaged now. Nowhere to put Herlihy on the bases. And a swing and a miss brings the count to 2-2, and again Pedroli is 1 strike away. Lucarelli at third, Kelly at second, Michalowski at first, and the 2-2 pitch is hit hard towards second base. Waiting for it, McGee. He tosses to first base and gets the out to end the ball game. Shrewsbury loads the bases. They do get a run in this 7th inning, but that insurance run in the bottom of the 6th proves to be the difference as Milford hangs on for the 5-4 victory. What an exciting game from start to finish. Both of these teams pushing each other to the limit. And Milford comes away with the win. And certainly Shrewsbury will walk away feeling a little air of controversy in this game with that inside the park home run call in the 5th inning. Certainly playing a big role. But Milford will pick up the victory. They will improve to 14-2 now on the season. The loss for Shrewsbury will send them to 11-4 overall on the year. Nick Pedroli picks up the victory as he goes the distance, tosses over 100 pitches in this game. And Brandon Parisi, despite pitching well, will pick up the loss. And so Milford will be right back in action tomorrow on the road as they face Hudson for their 2nd meeting of the season. And then a decent layoff for Milford. At least that's the schedule for right now. But some makeup games to be sure for Milford as they've had a couple of games rained out this season, so we'll see how those games slot in. But our final regular season coverage of this Milford Legion team will come your way a week from tonight, as we will be here for coverage of Milford taking on Grafton Post 92 on Wednesday, July 8th, with first pitch coming at 7 p.m. We hope you will join us then. And again, if you've missed any of our Legion coverage or you want to go back and relive any of our high school sports coverage this season, you can do so by heading over to our YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/MyMilfordTV, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our new content. But that's going to wrap things up here for tonight. A big thank you to our Milford TV crew doing excellent work once again here tonight. Our director is Dominique Champa. Our camera operators are Patrick Garapi and Maya Lizaldi. And I am Tim Coet bringing you this coverage from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. That final score, one final time, Milford defeats Shrewsbury 5-4. This has been a presentation of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.